Good evening. Yeah, I know you only see me on the screen, but hang on. We'll have a few visitors here in just a couple seconds. Hope everybody's doing wonderful tonight. I thought that we would have a discussion. Oh, let me mute something. I honestly thought that tonight, yeah, don't let that title fool you. I thought we were going to have a little discussion on male pattern baldness and its effects on gaming. And we'll be right back with you guys after messages from our sponsors. Do you suffer when it comes time to click your speak button and you don't know that your chat has started? Well, go to your countdown timer at countdowntimer.org, where they'll provide all your needs for your live stream, chat, and discussion options. Look who joined us during the intro. Kev, how you doing, buddy? Uh-oh, here we go. We already got troubles. Let me check my stuff.
I cannot hear you. Hang on 1 second.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Recording error.
Test. Yeah, my mic's activated.
Audio, microphone, headphones.
I hear you good.
Boom! There you are, baby.
There
What's
it is.
going on?
How you doing, man?
Oh man, look, I sent you a picture of what I just ate. So
yeah, you know, we're gonna have to burn that up a little bit more for me. I need that stuff crisp around the edges. I can't eat that.
Yeah,
the horns off and stuff.
New grill. So I'm kind of learning how to deal with it. And the kids were complaining. They're like, "Dad, this is not like your usual par excellence. This is cooked medium, not medium rare. What the fuck? Why is there not more salt? What's going on, Dad? Where's the crust?" I was like, "Well, somewhat spoiled. I cooked. Thanks for playing."
Well, aren't your lads? Aren't they? I know one's an old tar now, isn't he? Is he still doing the Navy?
Yeah, well, he's a nephew. So,
okay.
But I know my guys are all older, but I have two of them living at we call it living on the farm. Right. So we have one guy, he rents from us. We've got a little prefab thing, and he works out here. He's a construction guy working for a big company out here. And then the other guy just graduated from college, and so he's like, this is kind of cool. Can live in mom and dad's little bando and hang out and not pay rent yet. So he's working out what's next.
Right. Well, that's cool. And you're cooking up some cattle for him.
I'm cooking up cattle. Yes, sir.
So look, this is kind of impromptu for everybody out there, and Kev was kind enough to jump in tonight. And those of you all that were in the war room today, and I brought up the question about, short play games and what it gets out of people. And I thought, I need to go ahead and discuss that. I'm not going to wait for them to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm going to throw it out there. McMurray, how you doing, buddy?
What's up? Sorry, I already had the wrong time.
No, we had it for 8:30 first, and then we moved it to 9.
Yeah, you're good, man. It's all my fault.
I thought we were 30 minutes early. We're just a mixture of time zones. That's all.
Yep. No, we're good. All good. Where did Todd say he was going tonight? I know he had something going on. That's why we didn't.
He's always got something going on.
Yeah. And Ross. Yeah. You see that new guy we picked up, Kev Ross, that's with us on Saturday nights?
No, I have not seen. Who's Ross? Tell me about it.
What's the story? He was an AFL gamer for a long, long time. And I think he dropped out of the market. He's one of these guys that he gets a game system and he doesn't play any other game systems.
Wow.
So about 5-6 months ago, he jumped into Great Battles of American Civil War.
Oops.
And that's all he's touching. And the dude is like a freaking walking rules library. And he's just as pleasant as he can be. And he's been joining us now for 2 or 3 weeks. And
very cool.
He checks us on the rules as we're playing it. I'm tell you what, it's worth every cent.
And you still got to do it with McMurray. I see he hasn't managed to get rid of that guy. Oh, hey, is your microphone? Is my microphone on still?
Not yet. One of these days. Hell, I know where Jeff lives. That's where the ultimate screw up was.
How are you doing, bud? I haven't heard from you in ages.
Oh, living the dream. Just
Uh,
working an absolute shit ton, and it's good. It's good for the soul.
That's good for the soul. Yeah, that working thing, it's overrated, my man. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, no, I'm still young. We'll figure it out.
Let's see who we got out there. Chuck, how you doing? Chris Long,
Yeah,
how
you
you?
got a big crew, yeah.
Nord, Mandarin Mikey's in the house. Nice. Doug, you get that email? That game's on its way, buddy. I think you're going to get it Monday. Who else we got in here? Well, look, there's 17 of y'all out there, so at least say hello in the chat so we know who's there and we can talk bad about.
There's a guy called Walkabout Games. Is that an Australian guy by any chance?
No, that's our Canadian Chris Long.
Oh, well.
Alan Camp Sawyer, how you doing, buddy? Paul Dangle, good to see you in here. I'm sure Moral Drift in. Sorry, we're not going to be playing any. I thought about playing some 3 Dog, but then I came up with this idea after being in the or listening to the War Room today. And Michael, sure, how you doing, buddy? All these people popping in here all of a sudden. Try to get everybody. Mo, you want a link? You want to get in here with us? We can cut up with you, that's for sure. Danny. I don't know where Danny and I got that from, but Jeff, how you doing? Hey, wait a minute. 2 of us? 2 of us? Let me send let me send Mo a link and we'll drag him in here with us.
They're talking about war games.
I think I got it.
Or we could talk about card-driven solo games. I mean, I don't mind. We could do whatever we
Dude,
want.
really? Card-driven solo games?
It's the future of wargaming. It's open and accessible to everybody.
I haven't sent Mo a link in a long.
I think we need to talk about Kev's most recent pickup in gaming and Jeff's favorite topic for gaming.
Oh, here we go.
Naval games.
You see what Kev is doing, William Bird. How you doing? You see what Kev's playing right now, right?
I know. That's why we need to talk about naval games because they're your favorite, and Kev's picking them up now.
I'm gonna make okay. So I'm gonna first I'm gonna say I gotta admit the concept seems interesting, and then here's number 2. What the hell are you doing playing a naval game? You lost your damn mind.
Look. No, okay. A little timeout here. See, this is the problem with you guys who just arrived yesterday. You YouTubers who've just been around, for a few years. Dude, this is, where, I don't know what year I started. I don't know, where it's 2010, 2011, 2012. I've been around the block twice, bitch. Come on. CV, Battle Lines, something, whatever that other game is. Wooden Ships and Iron Man. I've played all that nonsense. I've done it all. Been there, done that.
God. McMurray's passed it. Wait a minute. Is the CV game, is that an SPI game? What is that? CV
no, it's not. It's actually a derivative, same designer, I believe, derivative of, what's the classic iconic Roger McGowan artwork with the Japanese
Flat top?
It really doesn't matter. Flat top, that's it, flat top. So it's a derivative of flat top. Right? Or the other way around, one or the other. I can't remember because now it's been a while. So I bought them because they were nostalgic classics and I had missed out on them. And I bought them, played them. And I was like, not a whole lot of fun solo. So I played flat top opposed on a team. That was hilarious. And I quite enjoyed them. I don't mind plotting my moves and doing things.
Take your time, Mo.
Well,
it's cool. It's cool to see you doing it, and then I'm trying to follow your videos and what you're polling for everybody. That I would have never thought of that concept. That was a great idea. So what do you? Okay, so you're throwing up a poll, which I just voted on one. I want the
cool.
I want the sunrise attack.
Okay,
so
right.
What posed you to do that thing right there?
Yeah, so years and years ago, before I had, when I had like 4 followers or whatever, or 4 viewers, I would post up on my blog. I would post up, "Hey, I'm playing Game X. What do you think the guys should do?" Because I was looking to replicate an opposition team, right? And although it's played by committee, it still gave me some, and it also gave people a way to engage with the blog, right? So I had done that a handful of times and it was modestly successful. Now, fast forward, 10, 12 years, we've got Facebook and I can slap a poll up in 4 seconds and ask any dumbass question I want. And I've got
Hell yeah.
500-600 people who will go, duh, like Hexy said, Jeff says, attack at sunrise. So we can do that, and it's super easy. So the idea is, I'll play both sides. I've written all the orders out for the Japanese. I've mapped their movement. They can't change till they get to, there's 2 maps, map A, map B. Once they get to map B and they sort of get to the sort of offensive start of the game, where it kind of should happen, then we get to do a little bit more dynamic gameplay with my choices. And I'll probably choose 2 or 3 options and roll a die. But the allies, the USN, they've got to find the Japanese. And the way I've kind of set it up, I've kind of made it relatively easy for them to find Japanese. And so the Japanese want them to really want to be found so they can suck. I hope no one's watching that's voting. That can suck the Americans into launching a preemptive attack, and then we'll kick their asses and take Midway and change the course of history, and we'll all be eating sushi 40 years from now.
Is that split maps you got? Are the Japanese like on one map and the Americans on another?
At the moment they are, but they'll merge, and nothing is going to be on the physical map for the Japanese until it's spotted. And then the game has plot charts, right? So you just plot your movement, which what you would do normally. And I played this game, it and Flat Top and one other, dozens of times back in the day, back when I was a teenager, with a buddy of mine. And I found out because the game was set up at his house, little foobar was cheating, looking at where my shit was, looking at my logs. Because I would leave my logs at his house. I don't want to take them home, didn't want to lose them. He was looking at my logs. I couldn't work out how he found me, like this every time. Little bastard. Yeah. So he's also the guy that would have 2 sets of dice, and he would have a set of dice set for the minimum search criteria you needed to find you in City Fight, the SBI City Fight tactical fire team scale game. He would have a set of dice there, and he would roll the dice and then pick up whatever he rolled and lift up the chart and show me that he got the roll.
Mo, how you doing? Stuka Joe, glad you popped in. Okay, so
Mo, I know you. Where you been?
I've been friends as a kid.
It's almost hockey season, ain't it, Mo?
Yes, it is, and I can't wait.
No, you and me both.
You sound excited about it, Mo.
I am totally excited because it's going to be much better than last year's cluster.
Well, nothing could be worse than that, dog.
Yeah, that was dog shit right there. Let me tell you.
So I reason why I question the naval things, because I don't know if I've seen you. I mean, I've seen you do the Empire of the Sun. Okay.
Yeah.
So
first time
when McMurray and Wardrobe came out here and we did the Gettysburg and the Civil War battlefield stuff, he snuck a game in on me at the same time I was giving him a game to take back to get the only naval game in my house out of here. And he snuck one in on me. Now I do have the Pacific, whatever the big map monster GMT Pacific game
Pacific
is.
War?
War.
Is that? And one day I think I might just tackle that just to see, but it's got a lot of land. Look, you're not going to sell me on Wolfpack and all them sub games that, and I get a lot of these people, which is this is going to take us into our topic here in a second, is I get the narrative part of it. You're seeing, you're building up, and it's kind of cool to hear these people say, yeah, man, I got through 6 months and then I got taken out by a destroyer or something like that. And I'm like, okay, there's a cool aspect of it. But the topic tonight, Mo, and we're going to throw you into this one, all right?
Okay.
Is I put up there game length, does size really matter? For those of y'all that just came on in the word that I posed a question about short play, because I'm not going to lie to you, I don't get it. I don't get what anybody can possibly get out of a game that they play in 30 minutes. So here's the deal. I'm just going to throw this out. You and the crowd can go crazy about this. You can give us your opinions. We'll try to look at some of this stuff, and maybe these guys will pop in because we're going to get a whole bunch of different aspects right here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A game, in my opinion, that takes 30, 35, 40 minutes to play, I think it's the stupidest thing ever. Go with that. I don't get it. Why?
Well, I mean, it
Why
depends.
would you do it?
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, when are you playing that game? Are you playing it at lunchtime? Then it's not a waste of time, right?
But what are you going to get out of a game? Okay, understanding what Hexy plays.
Mhm.
You might
What the
actually
hell
finish
am I
it.
going to get out of? Say that again, Ann Murray.
You might actually fix it or finish it.
Finish it.
What are you going to get out of it in 30 minutes, in an hour and 40? If I'm playing the Battle of Gettysburg and the game is done in an hour, I feel like I've not learned a damn thing, or I've not gotten anything out of it.
What if you play the Battle of Gettysburg and you quit at evening on the first day?
To
Like,
put
you know
up
what I
to
mean?
all the-
The flip is probably that you don't have any issue with cutting a game off early when you feel like, okay, I played this enough, I had my fun. Battle's not over, but that's fine. We can stop. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people, that sticks in their craw a little bit that, man, I never finished that game.
Well, yeah, and you know how Brian always beats me to death over not getting anything finished. So,
And I mean, that's kind of my point. If you really like seeing the end of things, but at the same time, you don't have, 4 months to solo 3 dog or whatever else, then that's a solid use of your time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of short form games that I've run into, because I tend to like games I can finish in a night or a week or so, right? I've absolutely run into short form games that do not execute that well, right? Like they wind up just kind of sucking. Like I couldn't stand the C3I Gettysburg. I know people love that game. Somebody's gonna get mad because I said that. That was one of those ones that I kind of agree with Jeff. I just felt like it was too zoomed out. Well, you weren't doing anything.
Well, you're not learning any historical lessons, right? You're just dicking around with 5 counters and
Correct. Which
versus the Napoleonic, the Waterloo one is actually really good.
I have
Yeah,
that.
but
I
then
should
again,
play it then.
I have to disagree though, because there is one game. It was even a CSR winner. That was a fantastic game that is counter to what Hexy's saying here.
Votes for
Lucky
women.
Little Luxembourg. Little postcard with 1 counter.
are you serious?
Yeah. It was actually made as a goof, and it ended up winning a CSR award.
Yeah, which highlights the stupidity of the CSR awards right there. Thanks for playing. That's all I need to say. I see. Clay said, he gets a lot out. He can enjoy a 30-minute game. Now there are so for instance AGC and AGN and all the EFS modules. So GMT East Front stuff for people that don't know acronyms. They have much smaller, in fact, one A4 size page scenario. So you can play maybe 4 times, 3 times in an hour, learn mechanics, do things. You can get some value out of it. You can also appreciate, okay, if that's what it's going to be like, now multiply that by a bazillion. Do I want to do that? But I'm kind of like with Hexy, that I'll play a game till I know I'm done with it, and that might be the first day of Gettysburg. It might be the first 4 hours of a battle. It might be 45 out of 50 turns, but I know it's done. It's done. But with a game, if I'm trying to learn a game system and I get to a point that's early in the thing, I'm not going to grind through it just to make someone else happy, that because I played it through. If the mechanics are broken or they suck or they're not for me or whatever they are, then time out. Life's too short. Let's roll. Right, next one. Let's go.
Yeah, there, Michael. Sure, there's a good point. I get it. And Andrews, McMurray, he'll because like I said earlier about how Brian Warren always bashes us about not finishing a game, because so he's a miniatures player. He sets up some tables and he goes through some stuff, and he's completely right. But I'm the same way. Like I played AMFS through the first day, and I was still pumped about the game.
All right.
But Rocka Chickamauga shows up, and I'm thinking, Herman's always been good to me, and
what are you
he's always listened in, or he sent stuff here and there. I said, you know what, I need to get this out there. And then you got yours, and we're doing the same thing. And I'm still waiting to see. I know there's still a lot of people that are just now getting it. So while it was painful to take down AMFS when I decided to do it, I knew that I needed to do it and not stop till it was off the table, or else I'd probably either be in tears or I'd be scratching my head or changing my mind.
Right.
And,
Right.
and I can always go back to AMFS. I will tell you that I'm falling in love with that Black Swan, and with I know the next two that he's making. He's already mentioned Antietam. He's already mentioned Saratoga, and there's probably a few others he could do. He did remind me that he's getting old. And
He did.
he better get busy.
slow down a little bit, but I feel bad but like I said, I can always go back to AMFS at any time, and I'm sure I will. That's
here's a question for you, though. Here's a question. You like the detailed games, right? So,
Yep.
And you don't feel like you're getting into it until it's a deep, detailed game. So why not play like AMFS in real time? Start the battle at exactly whatever time it starts at on your clock at home, and then rush through it the same way. Try to match up real time.
Oh, that would be. Now, I did have a buddy when I was
do a live stream of it.
Oh Lord, we tried to do that with Terrible Swift Sword, but 20-minute turns, and you're moving everybody on the second day,
and you're killing your 4th of July weekend.
Yeah,
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, there's no way. But,
well, it's not physically possible, right? Because you would need massive teams, right?
Right.
Not with those games, but with simpler games or smaller scenarios, you certainly could.
Oh, you mean like a 30-minute game? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, ho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think someone brought the comment up, right, about hunters, right? So I went to a con and they had a hunters competition, and everyone played. They had 30, 40 guys and a big, butcher paper on the walls, and everyone's, Kev Sharp sunk 4 gallons of oil, and someone else sunk 27,000 tons of whatever, and they tracked all the missions. I played one mission and I went, yeah, this is just complete bullshit. I'm not going to waste 4 days in Seattle paying for the hotel room, the food, and the booze doing this. I'm going to go play a war game that I have agency in and choices in. Now, that said, with Greg, right, he has evolved as a solo designer. And his latest stuff, I forget what they're called now, but the African game we played in Dallas a few years back, you get to make choices and do stuff. So you're like, oh wow, this is a solo game, but I make choices that matter, right? I'm not just rolling the dice for the AI. So I think you can make smart choices about a game if you play.
Well, I got one that I had to think about it for a minute, this is not your standard war game by any stretch, but it was an old Victory Point Games game. It was called The Chosen Few, and it played in about 30, 45 minutes, sometimes faster. And you had your Marine units, you had an Army unit, and you're basically just getting out of the chosen reservoir, and you're drawing cubes and you're putting them into the different spots that represented the unit strengths that you were facing off against. So it was very abstract, but it really did get across the point of the desperation of the battle and how they were surrounded and they had to slog through it. And it was really interesting for a game I thought was going to be like, it's going to be kind of chintzy, or something. Now it actually drew you in. So in that 30, 45 minutes, it gave you a sense of how difficult the battle was, not in a tactical sense or even the operational sense, really. It was just, I guess it would be operational at that point, but you just got the sense of the overwhelming numbers that the Marines and the Army were facing off against at Chosen. And I thought that was a really great little game in getting that across. And it was not a hard game to play. It was a very difficult game to beat, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay. So if you're playing that 30-minute game, all right, that 45, maybe even an hour. Okay. And I'm going to use what Dave is talking about here, the McClellan effect at Antietam. Okay. If you're playing this little 30 or 40-minute game of something that was historical, how can you possibly incorporate these little odds and ends things and feel the effect when you're only playing the game for 30 minutes?
You can, unless you do it as either events or, it triggers at a certain turn or something like that. You'd have to, incorporate it in that way. So it would be difficult, I think, to let it evolve organically throughout the course of the game. It would have to be interjected in it, just like they do with CDGs and card assisted
Right.
games, things like that. You just trigger things, just like you do when you have in a regular war game. You have reinforcements coming on turn 3 or turn 6 or whatever.
I mean, I think that speaks when you flip it exactly around on its head to how are we simulating, Midway, for example, right? Okay, we take place over the course of a day, mop ups on the next day. You play a Midway game for 2 months because it's complicated and it's a long game, and that's pretty awesome, and you have a great time. But you're not feeling that stress. You're not feeling that panic on the carriers in the Japanese fleet when it's like, oh shit, okay, rearm everything, right? I think it's the same way. I think the issue that I run into, again, I tend to play a lot of small, relatively quick playing games. I think they don't necessarily always get the attention and development time necessarily as bigger, longer, inherently more expensive games that are going to be more of a flop if they wind up going tits up. So I'm not sure it's necessarily an issue with smaller games, is an issue that we're talking about with game development and testing, where it's fair that might not have been super duper fun. I get that. But
Well,
is that necessarily because of the game length? It sounds like we're having a lot of trouble with the games that we're playing not being fun, not necessarily because of the game length, because it's not fun. Like, if we don't enjoy the Hunters, then we're not going to enjoy the Hunters if we play that same style of game through an entire campaign, where then it does take, several days to do.
right.
If
Okay,
that's not
so
your jam, that's not your thing. That's fine. But I'm not sure that it can be blamed on the short game format as much as addressing the actual issues that are
The
there.
game itself, yeah.
well, like when you and so right before you and Todd decided to tackle AMFS, which by the way, I'm so freaking happy these guys are doing that. Todd set up and played. He was going to play a scenario that I had never even looked at, and I remember Todd was playing, and I was on with him on Facebook doing it, and he played, and I think it was 20 minutes, and he said, "Well, that's it." I'm like, "What?" It was a 2-turn, and
Yeah.
it doesn't hit my brain to say this is a learning. It doesn't. Matter of fact, I think the only learning scenario I've ever looked at in a game was, well, I think I did Stigler's to buy swords and bayonets just to see what that was like. But I think the only one other than that I ever did was in East Front, the East Front series. I think I did that one that had that small map on South or Center or something like that, that little postcard map or whatever. I think I may have tried it. But Kev, I'm gonna throw this at you. All right, so you take the approach of you like to drop that camera down on the table and start talking about maybe just one action, all right, one thing that occurred, all right. There's not a ton of people out there that do that. I think those are great little things. Could you do that with a 30-minute game? Can you stop your play in a 30 or 45-minute game and be able to get some kind of an action report or action video out of one little tiny function?
Well, generally speaking, probably no, but I did play the Iwo Jima game out of War Diary, and it's not a 30-minute game, it's a hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour. Yeah.
About an hour, right?
Yeah.
So once you get the rules down, everything, it'll play faster. And I would do little snippets, and look, the rationale behind doing the 2-minute, 3-minute videos is not just it's getting in close and personal with the pieces, because I think that gets people engaged with the game, and they can kind of feel like they're there, right? That's a thing. But it's also it forces me to be very specific about the content that I'm going to share, and helps me crystallize what I'm saying, right? So I'm going to do an attack, and it's going to be an odds-based attack, and it's going to have terrain and this and that and the other. I can talk in a box about that. And I've got the timer going. I know I've got 2 minutes or whatever it is to do the video. So I try and provide those to people because I think it might get them excited about something that I'm excited about or that I like, or something that I'm super frustrated with. You may have seen my videos on a certain Eastfront game recently. There were a lot of little 2-minute snippets that were the WTF version. Oh no. Please don't set it on fire while we're here.
Rules, questions, and confusion.
Yeah, So I thought he was going to get it.
No, he set it on fire in the corner.
Oh, right. And so there's a different rationale behind why I do the short format things. It's a lot easier for me just to turn the camera on and just, waffle on for 20 minutes and say 4 things, right? But so I don't know if that helps you answer the question, but I think you can glean nuggets, and really the question is not, can I get something out of it? Is what am I trying to get out of a game at 30 minutes an hour, 2 turns, 1 turn, 50 turns, 100 turns? What am I trying to get out of the game? What do I want out of it? What's my experience? What's my expectation of an experience? And depending on what that is, that determines my level of investment, my level of time, my level of recording enthusiasm, making notes, writing things, doing stuff. If it's some bullshit thing that I've played, 400 times, I'm gonna do it for narrative. I'm gonna do it for the story because I know the system cold. Does that make sense? Versus like Pacific War, like you picked up, right?
Right.
I gotta be thinking about that all of the time while I'm trying to enjoy it.
Okay, Mo. All right. You've
Yeah.
got a game that someone sent you to sort of preview or demo.
Mhm.
All right, and it's a short game. Do you think that you can pull an audience into purchasing that game? Do you think you can give enough detail to a 30-minute play game that'll pull people into
Absolutely.
purchasing? Or
Absolutely. It really does depend on the game, though, because I mean, Kevin and I, we were just kind of briefly chatting about this, and it's a good point here with Stuck is saying about who can see the puck in hockey. Because
Right.
we'll do a little derail here for a second. Remember back in the day when Fox Sports had hockey,
the red,
on it, and they had the puck. They had the puck tracker thing, the Fox tracker thing, where depending on how fast the puck went at the net, they had the long tail behind it. It was all digital. And I was like, okay, for the uninitiated, that might be okay. But even to them, it's going to get annoying after a while.
Yeah.
Most of hockey is almost in a way like baseball or golf. In golf, you can track the ball because they put the camera on it and you're following it. But if you...
Uh-oh. No. You're right to make
Texas lag.
What's up?
I think
with that,
most
John?
point is that golf is for wieners.
No, it's
Right.
no, it's my router's acting up again. But it does this. It blinks on me occasionally. But the hockey, you can...
At least this time it's a real pretty picture of Mo.
Yeah.
Friggin' Texans. What are you going to do?
I'm looking at my router. The light went red and then it goes back to blue. But going to the 30-minute story though, when it...
The guy Mo's got to be just screaming at his router right now.
Turn all your downloads off for all your gay porn that you're downloading. Mo.
Yeah, all those weird websites.
I don't send me those
Oh,
links.
did you hear that? Sorry, buddy.
Stop sending me those links.
I thought they're great links.
Would have passed that off, Mo. Okay, so McMurray, you push a lot of miniatures. McMurray, if you put a miniature in front of McMurray, he'll play any system, any game out there that exists. He's a diehard, and I commend him for it. And then he'll turn around and drop all that and play Hex Encounter stuff with Wardrobe, or even me if we could ever figure out how to do it. But Andrew, okay, now I watched you and Todd. Was it last year, or the year before? Y'all played that 6 games of was it Blitzkrieg Commander?
Chain of Command.
And some of those went pretty quick.
They did.
But, okay, so now my point to you is going to be it's not Hex Encounter. It's not a whole bunch of rules. That like Todd and I are always looking at the rule book for stuff. Did those playthroughs, other than one side won, one side lost, do you feel that you and Todd were getting something out of that system on the quicker plays?
Yes. We had one game that was just a joke, and it's known as a joke. It's known that the scenario isn't the greatest, which is fine. It's at the same time, the scenario kind of captured what was going on because the whole point was you were sprinting through France in 1940. And so at a certain point, you hit that wall of, we just need to go west as quick as we goddamn can. Also, most of the reason we weren't constantly looking at rules is because both of us had played it, right? So it's kind of like you with GBACW and whatnot, you know what I mean? Where you're not necessarily looking at rules all the time because you don't need to. You know the system. I've played I don't know how many games of Chain of Command, and part of that rules familiarity comes from the fact that you can play the game in 2-3 hours and still get a full sampling of the rules. I don't know if I just blinked out on you.
No,
you're
no.
good.
Okay. Granted, that's part of a difference between miniature wargaming and hex encounter wargaming, certainly. That being said, there's some miniatures rule sets where you can really get into the weeds, and it takes, a team of guys a full weekend to play, a game. I played in a couple different Gettysburg games where it was 6, 8, sometimes 12 guys playing for 3 straight weekends of Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday.
In miniatures.
In miniatures to get through it. The one that pops to my mind was playing Brigade Fire and Fury for the entire thing. So each brigade is represented by usually anywhere from 6 to 10, 12, if they're huge brigades,
Wow.
stands of 15 millimeter figures. So you've got, I mean, it was a true monster in the fact, in the, in the scope that I feel like even a lot of Hex Encounter wargamers, when they looked at the fact that we had, 5 or 6, or I think we had 3, we had to move the tables around a shitload, which is really annoying. As we went from day 1 through day 3, which was a giant pain because then it involved moving one 4x6 table. Okay, we need to link up over here. Okay, now we need to build the terrain for this chunk, right? Like we need to, okay, we have it all. It's in totes, but we got to do that. And that was fantastic. There was a lot of rules lickery because Fire and Fury is kind of written that way to a certain extent, especially because that dude had house ruled it a little bit in ways that he thought would make it better. Doesn't always. But in the specific case of Chain of Command, like you asked with, there was only the one game again in the dash scenario, is what it's usually referred to in John Blow Gap. I think it's scenario like 3 or 4, depending on how the Germans are doing. Where it's fairly known that you can, stack that one with a couple of fast German vehicles and dash ahead, capture a bridge, and that's the whole point of the game. If you can do that, outstanding. If you can't do that, as the French player, it's difficult because you got to rearrange stuff and get after it. And if the German players can't swing support to get in vehicles, then that's one thing. Then all of a sudden you got a full-blown infantry fight on your hands. If they can, like I was able to get a couple Panzer IIs, and I think a 221 or 2 across the table. Don't quote me on the armored car. I'm not sure exactly what we were messing with, but yeah, that's an incredibly well written out rule system where I've had a great time playing Chain of Command games that lasted an hour.
Right.
But I've also had a great time playing, big Chain of Command games where each side is rolling around with, a company or so and what's ostensibly a supported platoon scale game, and it's a great time.
Well, it obviously the plays you do with Todd. I mean, we know Todd is in and out with miniatures, but apparently now he's trying to get back on with something else.
Toddy was doing 6 mil. Now Toddy's back as a big 15 mil gamer.
He always finds something. I see Matt White's little system. He's putting out there with the little cardboard counters on the square maps and stuff, and it actually looks pretty good. And I know Todd's doing something just like that. So Okay, so recently here, and if anybody can name the game that it was, you'll win absolutely nothing from me. But still, I just played a game not too long ago where I pushed some counters around for 15 minutes and I wiped out half the board. And then I realized, and I'm going to give you all the credit for these rules stink, and the game's not going to appeal to me. So that kind of stung me playing it. I'm like, why would you put such nice effort into the components, the map, the box, and the game? I kind of hate to say it because the designer's actually a good designer, but the game stunk. It stunk, and I want to take it out back like McMurray did and throw it around in the air like a frisbee.
No way
Yeah.
to talk about Herm.
Oh, no. Herm and I are going to play golf one of these days, I'll tell you right now. But he is getting old. I better catch up to him pretty quick, as he says. So.
Herman, make sure you got a padlock on your belt when that happens.
But I played
Well, what was the era of the game that you were talking about?
Oh, well, ACW. So,
Oh, okay.
and I just played it recently, and
Oh,
I mean, I will gladly give it away to somebody if they want it, but
Which game?
I'm the even worse. Okay. I'm not going to say that I'm opposed to playing a game that plays quicker, right? I would have to say that the things that I play that are probably the quickest are, we'll say, Squad Leader Starter Kit, Band of Brothers, some of the lock and load stuff. But the scale is so small, you're down to squads, sections, teams, individuals, leaders, single vehicles. I'm getting a story. I'm getting detail out of that play, even though maybe it's only 3 turns or 4 turns.
Right.
But now you hand me here, Hexy. Here's freaking Operation Citadel. You'll be done playing it in 5 turns. There's not a freaking chance in hell that I'm going to enjoy that I'm going to get anything out of that game in a 5-turn. And I'm not talking a 5-turn game with 75 phases in each turn. I'm talking simple I go, you go, or maybe 2 phases in it. There's a system out there I heard somebody talking about that has 2 phases. I was shocked. I can't think of what it was, but they said there's 2 phases per turn. And the game was only like 5 or 6 turns long, and it was a major operation. You can't sell me on a game like that I'm going to play in 35, 40 minutes an hour, and I'm going to get any pleasure out of it. You tell me what the pleasure is I'm going to get out of a game like that. Because I don't see it.
You're not going to get it. But there are other people that really like abstract games.
Yeah.
And that's very abstract. Case in point, look at the popularity of Coin. Coin's very abstract. But it's popular. Popular enough to have what, 15 versions of it now?
Right.
Jeff does hate Coin. That's fair.
Yeah, not so. You guys out there in viewerland, do you just want to get a game done just to say it's completed, or do you want to or are you like me? Do you want to have a result that makes you go, "Oh my god"?
How many times do you get a result that makes you feel that way?
Or how many times you go, I'm done playing this.
Yeah. That's McMurray is the more than often.
That's
my
with the
point.
longer game. With the longer game, do you feel frustrated that you put that much time into it? You after 3 or 4 days worth of playing it, you go, "Why am I doing this? This is enough."
Don't you dare say no, Jeff, because I have heard you bitch about it.
No, not you. No, not going to get an argument from me on that one right there. There you go. David Murray got it right. Somebody will love it. Exactly.
And that's part of my issue with games that I know I'm going to take forever on. That's why I tend to play small scenarios and stuff, right? I really enjoy learning scenarios in that first one, because that way I can figure out, okay, am I going to enjoy this, or should I play this scenario? I'll finish that scenario. I'll give that its due diligence. I'll give it that fair shot. Well, then if I'm not a huge fan of it, I don't know. I don't feel the need to set up the full campaign game before I go, man, this fucking sucks.
Okay, and let's take what Clay. I'm going to do just what you just said and what Clay's saying right there. So, on Kev, by the way, it's awesome that me, you, and Warder have found shorts on YouTube. It works out so good, and then they upped it where you can shoot 3 minutes now. So that's really, really cool.
I'm just waiting for you guys to start doing diss tracks via short.
That little short,
Dude, look, you guys you're so behind the curve. I'm starting an OnlyFans channel.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
You need to do shorter shorts now.
Shorter shorts.
You need
Kev's
to go.
really short
They'll be
shorts.
so short. They'll be so short. Instead of calling them sharps shorts, you call them sharps blunts. People are going to think
Sharps
that they're going to get
Sharps
joints from you,
blunts.
and
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
they're just going to get a 10-second video and say, "This game fucking sucks."
So
Yeah.
many views.
hey,
Sharps
Kev
breeds.
mentioned it earlier tonight. I'm not going to talk about what we were talking about, but the response from him was, "Oh, you're Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm the guy that just says it straight out." I said that's why we love him so much, because he'll say what we want to say but won't say. All right, Clay. Clay's got a good point. So I shot a
Yeah.
short the other night on the panic tests in Skedaddle and how that can just jack up everything.
Yeah.
That thing right there, that's what gets me going with the game when I see some little event like that.
Yep. And it's freaking awesome. I mean, I had that playing that McDonald's farm scenario, and all the Union are packed in super close, and you get those guys to end up skedaddling, and next thing you know, they're bouncing through all their buddies on the second tier on the Lafayette Road, and they've got level 2 or level 3 cohesion ratings, whatever. Why can't we just use doggone morale instead of cohesion rating and morale and unity value? Because it's morale. And then they've got 2 or 3, and all of a sudden the Union guys are going, oh, point. It's awesome. So, and great narrative, right? I mean, narrative, mechanic, true to the era. That's the thing, I think, with the games, that it's all got to come together and give you the full holistic experience. And if it takes 30 minutes and it does it, amazing. If it takes 4 weeks and it does it, then that's good too. Or 4 months. I mean, I've played Case Blue and GB2 for 6 months by myself down in the basement of my old house, because it kept me going. It kept me going. Yes, I need to know what's going to happen next, versus going, oh yeah, I'm good, right? I'm done. You know, I could have gone, I'm done 10 turns in, but I was like, oh, but what if, right?
So
Well,
okay.
I think, like Clay said before, it comes down to the fun and the story. And if you get into a game, regardless of what it is, and you're sitting there going, okay, I know this is a long game. This is going to be 30, 40 turns, or it's going to be maybe 2 days, 3 days, whatever we're playing. And before you go to bed, you're like,
Oh yeah, here it comes.
just one more turn. I need to see what happens. I really need to see what happens. Next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. and you're like, holy shit, I really need to go to bed.
Have you ever played a game though where you're okay? Let's take Case Blue. All right, we'll just use that as an example. I know not everybody's played that, but a game or something like Case Blue. Okay, and you're trudging along, and you have something set out. Let's say for the Germans on their offensive, and you are doing everything you can to address that and to attain that, and you just keep going turn after turn after turn, and you're not getting there. Have you played a game like that where you're like, screw this, I'm taking it down and moving on to something else because of that factor?
Yep.
Not Case Blue, but I've certainly played a game where we've hit that wall and it's just, all right, that's good.
Campaign game with Third Winter from OCS. I mean, painfully World War One in its execution. Fantastic history, but I actually looked at the scenario, and I looked at all these really detailed historical notes, and mapped it back to the turns in the game. And I looked at the beginning, and I looked at the end, and I looked at the number of hexes that the Russians actually achieved, and I went, hang on, that's 80 or something crazy turns, and I'm going 15 hexes.
Right.
I think I'm good. So I've done 20 turns. I get how this works. Nothing is much is going to change. So I was like, yeah, that's good. That's a great game. Thanks for playing.
Right. Okay. So what about the circumstance where you're trying to execute a plan that you have a good system for that? Well, TCS would be a good system for this.
Yeah.
You're trying to execute orders that you've written, you have your game plan, you have your objectives, and you're running into that same wall where, Jesus Christ, this is a slog, I'm not making any ground, then whether this can happen when you're playing solo or not, I don't know. I mean, I've seen things where it does, but probably more often when you're playing opposed. All of a sudden, something breaks out somewhere else. And now,
right.
Is your interest gained back in the game again now? Or are you like, nope, screw it, it's over. They're going to get their asses handed to them and I'm done. Then the game comes down.
Well, I'll let somebody else answer, but that gets me excited, you know.
I was going to say that might be a good stopping point though for the night. If you're
yeah.
feeling
For the
like,
night,
you know what,
for the night, yeah.
I'm okay. I see this is, kicking off over here. Like, Wardrobe saying he likes chip pull. I love chip pull too. So if you get a chip pull and you're like, oh shit, this is going to kick off over here. You know what? It is really late. I know this is going to be another 90 minutes, 2 hours, and I'm going to be dealing with this. Let me just, you know what? I'm going to circle this here on the map and, or put dice next to it or something. I let it know tomorrow I pick up here and I'm going to come back fresh tomorrow, and especially, when it comes down to games, how many of you guys take notes in your games?
Yeah.
How many write? I know Kev does. I do, so that's a good indicator too. If you're writing notes and you're sitting there and you're like, oh no, okay, this happened in this turn, and you're writing a detailed note. Okay, this is what happened in this activation. This is what happened in this activation. When you start going, fuck it, I don't care what happened in this activation, then it's a stop point. Either you're too tired for the night or the game is over for you. One of the two.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but you said it a minute ago. You said it a minute ago. Oh, just one more turn. I got news for you. If something dramatic or off the cuff happens in a game that I'm playing and it's late, I work night or not, and I get over and I'm walking. I don't know how many nights I've laid in bed. Yeah, okay, I'm a bachelor. Get over it, all right? But I've laid in bed. I'm like, no, man, I can't. I got to get back up. I can't leave this like that. I got to see what the outcome is.
Oh, I love it. God bless you. That's awesome. So
you're calling you from the other room.
We don't all get second and third naps in our day, though, Jeff.
Well, yeah. Here's my 11 a.m. turn. 11 a.m. turn. Here's the noon turn. Like that's noon. It's like, yeah, it's over, right? So
how do you write yours? Do you write it down? You like abbreviate the different units and what they did?
Yeah, super abbreviations. Yeah. I mean,
Come on, Mo. You know what? Send him a book.
Stories.
Send him a freaking FM from the military, and let's. I tell you what I want to see Kev do. I want to see Kev pull up one of the. I'm not to say Army because I don't know how the rest. I would imagine the Corps probably does a similar thing for ground operations.
Mm-hmm.
Kev, I want you to go find the United States military's guidelines for an operations order, and the next time you play TCS, I want to see an authentic operations order.
Yeah.
For at least one of the formations you're writing. I want to see that op order.
Warnos, baby. Warnos. Yeah. So look, I have buddies here locally who I drink whiskey with on Thursday nights, some Thursday nights. And they issue a Warno for the Thursday night gathering, and it has an op order, right? It's pretty funny. They're all ex-military guys. I am not that detailed and don't want to go there, but
bullshit. I've listened to your little commentary, and I know damn well even though you might say you're not, I know deep inside that brain of yours you are. So, I mean,
thanks,
when I play TCS or when I play CWBS, that just takes me back to playing an operation.
That's
because
awesome.
Now I'm writing those instructions out, and I kind of wish there was more games like that. I mean, I think the chip pull. Let's take Herman. Some of the things Herman stuck into his games, like Fortunes of War, Frictions of War, Friction of War.
Right. Yeah.
Those are great. Look at that shit. Those are. Great
I write like narratives.
Well, they said that's not Crown. Who wrote that for you?
Oh no, not in crayon. I don't write the crayon.
I think it's voiced.
Crayon, man. Those are for writing.
It's voice to text. It's voice to text, and then he just prints it out.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I should just do the easy way.
I used to try all that shit.
Wardrobe's got it right here. So when we were all here and went to Gettysburg, I don't even read books and stuff. The last book I read was Lee's Lieutenants.
Books.
Damn, I didn't spend $300 on books while they were here. But the one that's worth it, the Gettysburg Atlas, which
Mm.
we've talked about it a couple times on the channel. The tour guides live and swear by it. The guy that wrote it, apparently the first edition was not the most accurate or wasn't the best of the bunch. So he sent it out to all these historians and these battlefield tour guides to sort of mark it up, fix it up. And then he reissued it. And these guys, they live by this book when it comes to Gettysburg. And it's nothing but 500 or 600 pages of maps of almost every second of the damn battle. And Ward Renee says right there, you know, we kept looking at that book in the Gettysburg Atlas, and the game is there. We're so far from reality of what that was to try to follow that Atlas. And these are mechanics and games that I love. You can't. Herman will tell you. The first time I played AMFS, I mentioned to him about reinforcements moving to the sound of guns, moving to the sound of the battle. They would have kept moving, you know. And he explained it to me, and I didn't accept his explanation. And then when I played it again the second time, and they had added the rule into the second edition, and they added cards into the games, I played it, and I was like, "Shit, they were right. This does work with with the division priorities." Now you notice too in Chickamauga that the DP1 and DP2, there's a lot more options for that. But the thing I don't remember in AMFS was there's also where guys get no orders, where you roll a 1 on a division priority card, and that guy doesn't do squat. And that has driven me up the wall playing this Rocket Chickamauga. But hey,
well, also they automatically get a 1 on their divisional command rate roll.
Yeah,
and you're like, that sucks.
Yeah, Hindman is a perfect example. I think all the turns I played, he's moved twice.
Yeah.
So you got to rely on these other cards in order to get them to move.
So you know what was fascinating to me was there's this people try and build in the things they read, and I'm guessing it because I'm not a designer, but I'm guessing you see these designers, they try and build in all the things they've read about in the books and the narratives and all that, the historical details of what happened each individual unit. And what Herman's managed to do is take event cards that turn up randomly, but just enough, and the friction of war, and then the close fight stuff.
Close fight is fantastic. Big fan of that mechanic.
Oh my gosh. I mean, so good, right? And then what's the other one? There's another one where it's doubles. The doubles, right?
It's just doubles, yeah.
Yeah, it's just doubles. And so between those three things, it builds in the chaotic nature of warfare where you're attacking at 3-1, but it ends up being because they rolled well and you didn't roll well as the attacker. It's a close fight, but the close fight ends up, they retreat, right? It makes sense. It just, and you go, God damn, this guy's a genius, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. So when you look at that, so you did AMFS, you just did the Rocket Chickamauga, and you played a very bunched up scenario in that Rocket Chickamauga. Yeah. So I know what the first positive thing that I'm going to say about his blind swords and his black swan. The first positive thing, and it has nothing to do with the rules or the map or the gameplay. What's the first positive thing when you set that game up and you're playing it that comes to your mind?
Probably maneuver.
Well, he does narrow ACW wasn't, other than cavalry run all over the damn place. The counters. There's no, I play GBACW, and if you're playing GBACW on a table, you're going to counter stacks that high at times.
Yeah.
With Herman,
okay, that's a good point.
You get one counter. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. So he took all of that, and I thought about it the other night with the casualties and stuff. When I think it was the last video I shot, all the shaken markers on the units spread out all over the battlefield. I thought to myself, this is dumb. This is stupid. There's got to be a way. And then I thought, no. This is how you track unit degradation. This is how you're tracking how they've suffered casualties. So, and it's hard. You're not going to get, once you start getting shaken markers on counters, you might as well get settled in because they're going to be there for the rest of the game because you're never going to lift all of them off. And that just shows that degradation of those formations. And I think, what a great mechanic.
Yep. Very clever. Yep.
These guys don't went off on a tangent here. Mike ordered that. TCS, great system, guys. Kev's probably the only one that plays a ton of it. I think I have most of them. You really want to test your brain. I'll also give this to Line of Battle, another one that where you're writing your orders.
Mhm.
I think those are marvelous games. But let me tell you something. Those systems are not good if you don't stick to your guns on those orders.
Right.
Because you are cheating the whole purpose of the system if you don't. And I'm not gonna lie, I have fudged every now and then. Stuff like that,
I write my orders very loosely.
yeah, well, I'm one of those that believes too that just because a guy has been given an order, if he sees something going on and there's nothing going on his front, maybe you have a dice roll or something,
right,
for whatever that leader is for him to make his.
Well, the other thing too is depending on how the order system works. Are you handing the order down as being the commanding general, and then it goes to your subordinate units? Well, your order is commander's intent. From there, the subordinate leaders have to then go by what the commander's intent is, and they have to go by what their situation on the battlefield is. So they have to adapt it. Yeah. So you can give yourself a little fudge room there to interpret your own rules, or your own orders, I should say.
So Jeff, what's interesting is I've seen, I got to hang out with a bunch of guys that play TCS all the time up in Seattle at one point, and they sent me some Excel spreadsheets of their orders, and their orders were not diagrammatic at all. They were 1st Battalion attacks, zone, they called it, not zones, but whatever it might be, like a village or a hamlet or the bridge, attack the bridge by X using route of march from A to B. It didn't have boundaries in terms of where you could or couldn't go, but their general premise was a battalion of Russians had this frontage and Germans had this frontage, and that was it. And they had fail orders that were fall back to where you came from. And that was their line. That was a one-line order. So instead of, all this, fancy stuff that probably you and I do with, move to hex 2724 and then go left and take a right at the tree. They're just like supporting, reserve, attack, go, get after it.
They gave general orders, not programmed orders.
Yeah, violence of action first, finessing second.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, well, okay. Like I know with line of battle, I think one of the rules that I had a beef with, of course, the Army Northern Virginia is in 3 corps, and each one of the divisions in each of those corps is almost the size of a Union corps. And you had headquarters markers with the corps commanders. Well, if the corps commander suffered a skedaddle, all 3 divisions, even though you might have 2 divisions that aren't even engaged or sitting in a freaking bivouac area and they haven't fought, they fall under that skedaddle rule. I thought they should have put headquarters down to division levels. Line of battle.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yep. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of missed. Somebody told me they're working on a new rule set for that too. Somebody mentioned that to me. And don't you all believe this crap from Wardrobe?
Hell yeah.
He is not. He'll buy the blind swords and he's going to keep the GBACW. So
no, he's not. They're all going to wind up at Noble Night.
Just let him go. Let it go. GBACW. Just let it go.
You're coming back. You're going to come back one day too.
No, because eventually they're going to make GBACW for kindergartners, and then I'm going to get Todd's game. Actually, I take that back.
Yeah. Now
they're going to come out with dumb GBACW, and then Todd's going to sell them.
GBACW with crayons, right?
Yeah, they're going to come out with that, and then that's when Todd's going to sell them to Noble Night.
They should come out with that this year for the 250th Marine Corps anniversary, or birthday, I should say, would be the crayon version.
It's supposed to come out for 3 Dog, which was supposed to be out this summer. Or no, is that 3 Dog?
It's gonna be in the 3 Dog box. Kev, did I buy your last GBACW game? The Death Valley one?
Yeah, probably.
Because 3 Dog is going to come out with the simplified, kind of like the
GBOH.
Yeah,
the simplified.
Yeah.
So that says everything to me, right? It says, we made a game system that's really overwrought, overdone, and over everything. So we dumbed it down and we're going to charge you another $50 to get the little mini system so that you can actually play the effing thing.
And then you know what they're going to
Go
do?
right-
They're going to have
go-
a
go
special
right ahead.
Jeff version. They're going to have a special Jeff version. They're going to have 30-minute GBACW.
Yeah. Oh, 30-minute G $3. About that. Oh,
I can't. I tell you
Lunch
this
battles
little
of the American Civil War. LBACW.
Fuck
Oh, wait.
yeah.
Wait, who I got? There's a guy that I know. He's a viewer, and he plays the pub battles versions.
oh yeah.
And I look at those. I mean, they're kind of cool to look at, but yeah,
I'm super curious, but for $150, I don't care.
yeah.
Yep.
And every time I look at it, I think of getting McMurray and C3I Gettysburg. Which, you know, don't get me wrong, Mark sort of, and I've got it. McMurray was kind enough to bring me Rebel Fury, and I'm going to play that eventually.
And then
You
send it
probably
back.
like it. You probably
Yeah,
like it.
I want to see it because it looks like a little different version of an operational type. It's somewhere between operational and
The new thing he's got coming out, the
Potomac one.
the linked campaign thing. I don't know whether it's 4 battles in one or it all links to a campaign, but he's doing that playthroughs, and it's on P500 now. That looks interesting to me because it looks like it might be a reasonable replacement for the great campaigns of the American Civil War, because I have discovered that the great campaigns of the American Civil War really, while everything is beautiful about the maps and the elegance of the 12 or 16 page rule set is excellent, once you start layering in the individual module rules, 40 pages of module rules and stuff like that, it just doesn't capture anything that went on, because you can see everything on the map. It literally needs to be a double blind kind of game experience. I'm actually going to sell. I think I'm going to sell all my MMP versions of the GCACW stuff and keep the old ones just because they're, cool, and they can be burnt in my funeral pyre or something. But I'm not a fan. So I'm hoping the Rebel Fury and derivative of that will be a replacement for GCACW.
What his next was called Army of the Potomac or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but
I want to play it because I want to see. I didn't buy it initially because when it first came out, I was thinking C3I Gettysburg is what this is. I didn't want nothing to do with that because I watched McMurray play C3I Gettysburg.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I don't want that. McMurray, actually, he was kind enough to bring that to me. And as each time as I look at it, I'm like, I need to give this thing a shot because this could be interesting. I will say this, though, about GCACW. Of all the games over the years I've played, nobody ever gets, and I've said it multiple times, nobody ever gets the use of cavalry right in a game system, but they sure got it right in that one. In GCACW.
Yes, yeah. There are some things that I think are awesome, major assaults and leadership and rolling all the time to move. I get all that, but I just, because you can see everything on the board, if you're going up the Shenandoah Valley and the other guys are on the other side of the valley and you know where they are, so let's just cut across on that little trail and cut them off. I mean, it just struck me that I wasn't getting what I thought I wanted out of the ACW era, which is really the operational stuff is what fascinates me. I really don't care about the tactical stuff that much. I mean, I like what Herman's doing tactically, but I'm only interested in the Black Swan stuff. So I don't know.
And Herman's tackled all. He's. It's funny because I didn't think about it too that night. I need to try the other ones too, but I don't know how well the Shattered Union system's doing. But he's tackled all 3 levels except for strategic of the American Civil War.
Right.
And I meant to keep wanting to ask him, was that his intention to do that? I haven't played Shattered Union yet, but I will give those a whirl. I bought all the ones from War Game Vault because he sells them there, and I'll just play them on Vassal with that. But I want to give those some. I agree. The Black Swan is a good system. You want detail, and you don't want to have stacks of counters all over the map. Play Blind Swords because there's your regiment level game.
Yep.
and it's a very, very it's a very, very good system. And but plus with all the designers out there, and GBACW is on the same path right now too. You got multiple people out there designing multiple game boxes. Which don't get into that scenario and battle discussion with Stigler because he will light you up. He busted our chops for that. It was valid. So, well,
Then all you got to do is add in counter clipping, and then you'll really get Stigler to go off.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm out there. Oh, that's right. These guys will tell you all my games. I finally reclipped all of them a second time.
Wow.
It's like a 12-year-old masturbating, except for
that's like incredibly anal.
Well, I guess if you want to do something other than masturbate while you're watching porn, that's something to do. I don't know.
I tell you, man, the 3.0s, I love them. I love the 3.0, the rounded corners. Like really, that gets me going. So, but so all right. So you know what? Game length, does size really matter? Yeah, okay, I get what y'all are saying. I get what everybody's, first, you're not going to catch me playing one at lunchtime at work because I'm used to taking a nap. So that's just not going to happen.
It's because you're up all night with another turn.
Yeah. But
exactly.
I don't know. Do I even have any more games over there like that? I probably do. Will I table them? And while I appreciate everybody's responses to this one here, and then, like I say, this was a question that popped into my head today. I appreciate everything that I've heard, but I still don't think me playing a 30-minute or 40-minute game is going to do anything for me because I just don't want to. I don't want to be that person that says, "Oh man, I finally completed a game." That's not the reason I want to play it. I will go with everything else everybody says about, hey, man, did I get something cool out of that? Was that fun? Was that mechanic exciting? Did this battle turn in a way that I never saw? And I just can't see myself doing that in a 30 or 45-minute game.
No, but the thing is, though, you have to remember you're one of those people who you like the longer detailed games. You like a game that takes as much time to set up that most people like to play a game in. So that's your enjoyment level. That's what's really going to draw you into it. A lot of other people don't have that for whatever reason. They don't have the time, they don't have the desire, or whatever. And the games you don't like, they like. The games you like, they don't like or may not like. But that's why we're so lucky we have all these different games out there, because sometimes it's neat to throw down a 30-minute game, a 45-minute game, or whatever. You know what? I need to play a war game of some sort. I'm going to sit down and play like Veliky Luki, that game that came out from who is it? Revolution? Not Revolution. Legion, I think it was. It was like that $15 game. It runs like an hour and a half maybe. And it's small format. You could just sit down and play it solo. It's a great game to carry with you. If you're going to travel anywhere, you can sit down, knock it out in an hour and a half. And it's not an incredibly detailed game, but you can enjoy yourself and you can try different things out because it's small enough and short enough, playing time to where you can, okay, what did I do last time? Let's try doing something different this time. You can try different things out, which is one of the good things about the shorter games. You can try different strategies out. That's also how you can see if a game is very much on rails and a simplified design that is meant to be played one way, one or two paths only, or if it's open, an open game that anything can happen.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I think it's a replay value, right? Kind of thing. But then there's also cracking in the game. Like, how do I win? Particularly if it's a solo game. Cracking games to work out what the system is and how it works and how can I win as one side or the other and other alternative strategies and all the rest of it. So I think there's, and I guess also the side value is, look, if a 30-minute or a 15-minute game gets someone to play war games, sign me up. I'll play them all day with you and teach you how to play and get you excited about it. Next thing you know, you're playing Lock and Load or OST or ASL or whatever, right? But if it's just some naughty bullshit where you're flipping some cards and putting a couple of cubes on a map, like South China Sea or something like that, then who cares, right? It's a pointless exercise. Let's have something, hopefully something meaningful, and get someone excited about playing war games.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. Do you want to play a war game or a strategy game? You know, and
Right.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Exactly. So South China Sea is not even a war game. So bad example.
Everybody has different tastes, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like Murray said, me and Coin don't get along. Me and naval games just don't see it happening. Aircraft games, other than close air sport, probably not going to happen. Although I did like the Stuka game from Lock and Load. That was kind of pretty cool to play that. But I mean, and I get it. I mean, I can fathom the story that people are getting out of these submarine and these aircraft. And like, I'd like to try Berticelli's tank games or whatever. I wouldn't mind giving one up. I'm not gonna buy them, but I mean, if
Tank Duel.
Yeah, if I had one, I'd probably take it. Like remember Patton's Best from Avalon Hill?
Right.
Yeah.
That was a cool game. But
if you're going to play Tank Duel is a game to play at a convention late at night at the end of the day. It's basically a party game for war gamers, is what it really is. You know, sitting down, you're throwing back a few whiskeys and you want to just trash talk and have fun and not think really deeply. That's the kind of game where you're just like, oh, here's another round coming your way. Boom. You throw a card down, you know, you have fun, you laugh. Everyone it's shits and giggles is what it is.
Right. Well, I watched McMurray and Wardrobe while they were here play a game that they brought for me because they thought it was a funny title. What was it called? McMurray Redneck?
Redneck Life.
Yeah, I still got to sit over there in the room, Redneck Life. And I sit there and listen to those guys laugh for about an hour and a half.
How are Euro games a good entry to war games?
Who said that?
Nordic.
I think he's just stirring the pot.
Yes. Nord's just fucking wonderful.
because the thing is the difference between a Euro game and a war game, for those who haven't played Euro games or don't play Euro games for whatever reason, they're basically multiplayer solitaire most of the time. There's no take that aspects, or very limited take that aspects, and they're very much a puzzle that everybody's trying to solve or maximize to their advantage for the point salad to try to win. They're very deterministic. I take this path and this is going to happen. Whereas war games are, I'm going to take this path and hope that I get what I want out of it, because combat is chaos. So you're trying to mitigate the circumstances of the chaos using DRMs and things like that. But the dice are that's the fate. That's the chaos of combat. They're represented by the dice. And Euro games, that's the antithesis of a Euro game.
That's the one guaranteed fog of war in almost all games is the dice rolling, which is fine. That's completely acceptable. Yeah. And then when the designer's intelligent enough to, let's throw this card in there. Oh, let's throw this chart in there for when this card comes up.
That's a great point what Clay's saying there too, that you don't pay attention to. I know some people will sit down, and I even use it as a joke. You know, we can argue over CRTs and stuff like that and counter values, but I'm the same way. I don't look at the CRT till afterwards, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that because I didn't look ahead of time at the CRT. And this is a really bloody CRT where I'm going to take a lump. I'm going to take a beating too. I'm going to take my lumps, even if I'm going to win. So now I need to approach the battles differently. But then again, that's the way it should be. I would like to see a variable CRT where it changes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
that would be awesome.
We've had some games over the years like that that'll have that odd result. All right, Kev, here's one. And I think it's a great mechanic. The surprise rule in OCS.
Mm-hmm.
You might go in there where you're going to have a 4-1 or a 5-1. All of a sudden, nope. EFS. I haven't played EFS in a while.
Overrun.
Yeah, where your columns can just dramatically change back the other way, kind of like the surprise rule in OCS. But I think those are. Because you never know what, okay, it's a given fact that you need less to defend than you do to attack.
Yes.
And you just never know what, okay, and I'm gonna tick McMurray's clock here. That INR platoon at Landsworth Ridge, perfect example of what a small unit that's well coordinated, well organized can do to a major size unit. Those
wild bouts there. He's making it happen. Like that shit does happen. Should it be this? There's one thing that pisses me off. Should that be the standard by which you measure war game? Like, is this a good war game? Can the 99th Infantry Division's INR platoon hold up an entire Panzer battalion? No, it can't. It's a garbage game. People do that shit all the time, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But it can happen. And every now and then you find a game where it can't, and it makes you real sad, kind of.
Yeah, and there's a few systems out there. I mean, those, I guess, modifiers covers a lot of that. You put that small force in the right terrain, the right defensive posture, and they have the weapons in the right place, or they have the right weapons. That can just dramatically change. I don't give a shit what you roll in there. You roll in there with a company of Mark V's against a freaking engineer platoon just happens to have a couple bazookas and an AT gun sitting in the right place. And
have you ever heard of this place called the Hot Gates?
What's that?
Yes.
The Battle of Thermopylae is a good example. You take a small number of guys at the right terrain, and guess what? It's going to be a lot harder than they thought.
Jeff doesn't like ancients.
I'm just talking about historically.
I mean, I have all the deluxe Julius Caesar, and I'll get around to it. Look, okay,
another tangent.
So Hexy is going to be stuck in ACW probably for the remainder of the year. I do want to play Inflection Point so bad that I hope Kev plays the damn thing so I can at least see somebody playing it, because I got a feeling I may not get to it. But come on, BCS East Front, it can't get no better than that, I don't think, in my opinion. So
have you played Panzer's Last Stand yet?
No, I haven't.
I've got that too. It's in my. I've just dragged it out of my to sell pile because I had someone telling me you're an idiot if you don't play some of the smaller scenarios. Don't play the big campaign because it's kind of half-assed. And he didn't say broken, but he said kludgy. So I'm now reconsidering that. But yes, I do want to get Inflection up, given my previous experience with the lower scale, more detailed version of that game, which was the Case Blue thing from Armored Knights the other week.
When's the last time you touched?
Huh?
When's the last time you touched an OCS game?
OCS this year. Was it this year? I played Third Winter, didn't I? I think sometime this year.
Must have been.
I played campaign game. I did.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
right now, if and Wardrobe and I had this discussion a lot, I'm keeping Blitzkrieg Legend, but I'll probably let all the other ones. I already let Case Blue go, so
yeah. Well, I sold Case Blue as well. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see me playing it. So let it go.
Well, I've played enough of it. I think the Blitzkrieg Legend is a really superb game. I think it's just a lot of fun. It's very dynamic, so it's got a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't get a lot of credit, so but there's that anyway. So
Hi Mo, where are you going with the remainder of the year? And I don't want to hear hockey. I already know that story.
Well, I do have hockey, but I'm just trying to get through this rollout at work and issues that we've been having with that, and then trying to get back to some gaming. I did get a copy of Rocket Chickamauga in the other day, so I'm hoping to sit down and see what all of this hype is, because I'm not a big ACW guy. It's not my thing, which is funny because I was just saying to Kev, I'd like to see Herm do an American Revolution game using that system. I think that would be cool.
Saratoga.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool to see him. What's that?
Yeah. He said he had to pick a battle. I guess he was talking with Mark Herman about it, that he had to pick a battle that was big enough in the AWI to handle that system. Yeah.
That's the problem, is the battles there are way smaller than ACW. Is a lot more formalized. And the American Revolution was more like guerrilla warfare, hit and run.
Militia.
And there was a lot of militia actions. There was a lot of fades, we're just going to delay action, then we're going to get the hell out of Dodge. So it would be, he'd need some of the bigger battles, and even they might not be big enough, like Monmouth and the ones that have been covered in other games before. Saratoga would probably be the best. But it would be interesting to see how that would play out. Even if it would be in a smaller scale, he might have to adjust some things, but I'd like to see him, take a look at it and see what he could do with it.
Right.
Napoleonics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Napoleonics is another one. It's just like ACW. It's huge,
and he's working on Lightsea for Black Swan. So
yeah.
Was it Blind Sword or was it Black Swan?
Leipzig's got to be Black Swan. That's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know where. Okay, so once I'm done with Rocket Chickamauga, I'm curious to see what the 19th is going to be when all the big fighting starts. I'm probably going to go. I'll probably go Gettysburg 77 with. I'm going to use
Advanced?
but I'm going to use the updated rules that those guys created
Oh
and
yeah.
see what that looks like. And I picked up 4 of the last 4 blind swords along with the first day of Gettysburg one. I'm already started to play that first day of scenario in the first day of Gettysburg. Now there's a good system to play scenario stuff in because I mean that's how it's designed anyhow. I'm curious to look at the Shiloh one because it's the first day of Shiloh. Well, that's pretty much the battle as far as the Confederates actually being a fighting force because the second day they just got their asses stomped and chased off
Which
the
is
field.
why you're not interested in it at all.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty good. So, and then, yeah, like I say, I really want to play Inflection Point. I want to play the expansion that Todd brought me for Band of Brothers, the East Front expansion for that. But like I said, I think I'm going to be Civil War'd out for the rest of this year. So I'll have to leave to everybody else to play something else. Kev, what are you tabling after you're done CB?
Well, I'm doing the pre-war turns for Under an Iron Sky. I've got the map set up behind me, and I'm supposed to put the counters on the map based off of what has happened on Vassal. I'm debating whether I'm going to do that or not and play it on Vassal. So there's that. But my goal for the rest of the year, if I don't do that, is Inflection Point, TCS GD42, the campaign.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a 3 mapper. And I would love to get the Last Gamble in one more time for the Bulge come November, December timeframe. I've got AGN coming in, Army Group North coming in. I'd like to play that. I've never played that era, that section of the Eastern Front at all. So I'm super curious about how that plays.
Somebody got their copy today. I saw posted on Facebook.
Yeah, really. So it's shipping. So that's interesting. So I've seen pre-production, but I haven't seen. So that's kind of making me want to. The good news with the Under an Iron Sky is I've got it all on Vassal, and I've been playing with Fabrizio, so I can set it aside and not have to pack it up and put it back out. Right. So I've been delaying putting the counters on the map. So
the Last Gamble thing. I want to ask you a question because I know everybody goes round and round.
Mm-hmm.
It's a never-ending discussion trying to find the perfect
Bulge game.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you play? I know you've played others in the past, but
Sure.
How do you rate this one too?
I'll I'm not an expert or like really good at bulge games. I find them incredibly frustrating to play because the Americans just turn up exactly when they need to, right? So it's, if you're trying to do anything that goes beyond the actual result, it's a challenge. So I'll say it's the second best game that I've ever played, and I think I'll leave that spot open for either a future game or the last Blitzkrieg from the BCS system, which I have not played properly with the current rules. I only did it like when it very first came out, and I was not happy with it. I packed it all up, just in general. But I really like the Last Gamble. I think it's far and away the most balanced mechanical system, so that both sides have the same capabilities, and then it comes down to skill and sort of historical rules to make it be what it is. So,
right.
So that.
McMurray, where are you going, buddy? What do you got? You got anything coming up this weekend, or you all? I know you and Todd are still trying to tackle some more AMFS here. These guys are chugging right along with this AMFS. Wardrobe will play a few turns when McMurray, they can't get together, but when they get together, they roll through it pretty quick. And I know they're eating it up. I know you all are enjoying it. So what else you got? You're looking forward to do, Andrew?
Correct. The finishing up AMFS is going to be great. Seeing how that plays out, I'm really, really excited to do. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know that we've necessarily got enough time to play a market garden game. Todd and I traditionally try and play a market garden game as we approach September, but we have a month till the whole thing kicks off. So I don't
What's
know.
the-
I always keep telling them I'd be game to play. It never snows
Again, yeah, right.
fully again because that was just delightful. I had a great time playing that.
And you all played that to the end from start
We
to
did.
finish.
We played
Really?
all the way through. Yeah, start to finish, whole campaign game, all the maps, everything. It's
Well,
fantastic.
I know Joe Yost was working on the Goss version maps for Market Garden, but it's been like 2 years. And I also know that Joe was rewriting the Highway to the Reich rules.
Correct. No, Hell's Highway. Victory Games is redoing that as well. NES is doing that. New England Sims is doing Hell's Highway.
What's the one just came out from Compass? Maybe that's the
Combat.
second. That's the second game in the series. The first one was Bulge.
No, it's the
Combat.
third one. It's the third one. It's Combat. It's a man on man, and
That's
Adam
second
Scott-
one actually,
it's second-
because remember,
well,
Volume 2 is an expansion.
oh,
Wait,
so yeah,
no,
that's
no,
true.
no, no. This isn't man on man. This is fully operational. A guy local did. I don't know if it's Compass, but either way,
Talking about the World War II Commander one for Arnold
yes.
Market Garden.
Who is that? Who put that out?
Yeah, I mean,
Compass.
yeah,
Compass did that.
It's
That was
Compass, but I
Butterfield.
think it's. Hang on one second.
That was John Butterfield's system. He did the Bulge game
Yes.
like that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a cool one to take a look at. A guy locally converted the entire thing to miniature in terms of the board, the counters. It's beyond wild to see. I'm sure I will wind up playing that at some point in time. Other than that, it'll honestly probably just be what shakes me once again work calms down a little bit and I got some time to take a deep breath and go, okay, hell yeah, let's do this.
When he's not chasing bad guys.
Well, more when I'm not responsible for some junior bacon moron chasing bad guys. But that's fine. They're good kids. But I can't honestly tell you what that's going to be. I don't have any solid plans other than knocking out the Most Fearful Sacrifice. One of the Shattered Union games might be pretty delightful to just give a shot. You know what I mean?
Did you grab? There's 3 of those, right?
Yeah, and they're all from what? Tiny Battle or something? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think they're tiny battles.
I need to grab.
I'm just not hearing the hoorah about that one as compared to the other 2 systems, but
I mean, they're not the grand endeavors. They don't have Rick Barber maps, do they?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. My point is they're not the grand endeavors from an established system. I was kind of surprised when they first came out that they didn't get a Most Fearful Sacrifice wasn't a established system. It had Herman doing it, but it's also, Gettysburg, and it's a big game. It's got beautiful maps, beautiful counters. But it was weird to not see that same hoorah. You certainly don't have as much in terms of recognizable.
Who's printing that? Who's doing all that?
I think it's Tiny Battle. It might not be though.
Well,
Is that Revolution?
No, that's well.
Is that Tiny Battle?
No, his Blind Swords games come out of Revolution.
Yeah,
Some
they do.
do.
Yeah,
Shattered
Those are
Union,
popped
I
up
think, is
everywhere.
right. I think it's
Yeah.
Tiny Battles.
I don't think much. But
Yeah, it is Tiny Battle. Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Well, I mean,
But so-
it's cool what he's got in the works. I mean, is Antietam. He's already test playing Leipzig. He's talking about Saratoga. He said something about Blind Swords the other night, but I mean, he doesn't even have to do anything for Blind Swords. I mean, you got all these other designers.
He's got people just running with it, which is awesome, right?
That's great.
it is. It's incredible as gamers, right? Because here we are. I hope somebody does Belmont. That'd be so cool. Jesus. I realize I'm just a Missouri kid, but God, that'd be awesome.
Hey, so I bought. I gave it away. It's already shipped to Doug Sessoms. I bought Dan Pancaldi's Into the Woods. That would have been my 3rd copy, so I figured I'd just give it away, and we did. We gave it away. But Dan, it took him a while to get it mailed to me, right? But he wrote me like a 6-page essay with just off the wall stuff. It was kind of cool, some of the stuff he put in there. But he sent me, and now, granted, this guy doesn't know where I grew up. And he sent me a Civil War game that was fought 2 minutes from my house in Leesburg, Virginia, Balls Bluff. And I was like, how in the world? I mean, he probably just didn't, nobody wanted it, so it just ended up, but I've got it out there and I'm going to look at it because I'm like, well, that's really cool. So
That's the Paniski game?
is it Paniski? Because wait a minute, because oh God, please don't tell me that's like the
Flanks of Gettysburg. Yeah.
Oh Lord,
Shit show.
Oh my!
Is that one of those Hollenspiel ones?
It's oh no, I've looked at those a couple times, and I think they're having a sale right now.
Yeah,
But
they're not.
I'm
great.
not interested. They don't.
No.
Do you remember? What was there was a 2-box sets, a version 1 and version 2, and I sold them of Civil War games. Belmont was in it. No, not Belmont. Oh shit, I can't remember what it was, but I played one of the scenarios. I like. Again, my taste. This was dumber than shit, and I sold them. Somebody wanted them, so I can't remember what it's called now. But there were 2 games in the system, and and it was printed. It was one of the first printings that they had the smell like freaking formaldehyde.
Oh, Blue Panther. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of their first. Yeah, and it almost made me sick to open the box. Thank God they've changed. So, yeah, Flanks of Compass can kiss the flank of my ass.
That's just weak stuff. I'm sorry. I wasn't not impressed. Even I knew that was not how ACW worked, and I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I might.
Kim don't
This
play
is going to
Civil
sound
War.
dumb, and you're going to hate it, Jeff. I might just bust out one of these historic gaming company.
Those games
games.
suit you, and you play them so well, dude.
My point is, I might, because again, it's been a minute. Other than AMFS, I don't know that I've had a Hex Encounter war game set up here.
Did you get Wise Forks?
No.
The Civil War one he did?
Who?
Bill Molyneux?
No, I don't have any of his ACW games.
Yeah. He only done one that I know of. So,
okay.
Kev, you not played any of the Shattered Union stuff, have you? Herman's Light System.
Me?
Yeah. You haven't touched. I haven't seen you touch that.
I may have. I mean, I think I may have done something on Vassal with somebody before it came out. That's kind of what I recall, but I don't know for a fact.
Oh, no. He's saying
it's been a while.
So.
Yes, I think I may have. I don't know. That's shit. That was a few years ago. So.
Well, one thing is this week. One thing for sure is this week, as far as things that we need to do is Kevin and I need to get together and get online and play a game that we've been trying to play for the past few weeks.
Oh, yeah. Good grief.
No, what do I got to do to talk to you? I want that goddamn Across the Bug.
Across the Boog River?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
You can't find that damn thing anywhere. And
really?
$750,000.
Oh, and sharks with laser beams on their friggin' heads, too.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to reprint that though, because that Formation series has done well for them, so I'm sure they're going to reprint it.
Well, Todd likes it. Wardrobe likes the Formation.
Yeah.
Well, if you like rolling dice, that's great.
Yeah, the activation points and all that stuff there needs to be a way to streamline that, but as far as everything else about the game, though, is really fun. I mean, the combat's great. I love the combat.
Yeah, combat's great. Yeah.
I just wish you could expedite things a little bit more. But yeah, me and Kev are hoping to play a game that's on pre-order now. It's not available yet, but then hopefully we'll get the designer on to talk about it in the next couple of weeks as well.
Little modern action.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's up your two alley right here. So.
Yeah.
You know what would be a badass game to find? There is a Lord of the Rings game that uses the same system as I think it's SPI's Great Medieval Battles.
Great Medieval Battles.
Most of the time you see them on a little quad pack. That would be badass.
That would be kind of cool. What are you talking about, Grasshopper?
Me?
Yeah, like I mean,
So
who's doing this? Where is this? What's going on?
so the issue is I enjoyed the Lord of the Rings as a setting,
Of course,
right?
of
It's
course.
quite fantastic. But there's not that many. It's all adventure, Candyland sort of stuff,
Right.
for lack of a better term.
Do you play the SBI stuff though?
Well, I did not. I have not, because every time I see it for sale, it's for some obnoxious price, and it's
Yeah.
one of those. Well, shit. Okay.
Okay.
And that's the issue that I'm running into with this other one, is that it's hard to find.
Right.
But that's a great system. You can ask Jeff. He was shocked because I actually played, I think, 3 out of the 4 games in that system without even putting the box away. I had that much fun with it. So Jeff, how about that, buddy? If I can find that, that'll be one of the next games that I play. Maybe we'll do
That
another
would be
deep
cool.
dive there. Trying to
Kev,
find
you did the SPI one a while back. Because you remember you talking about the gates of Mordor, whatever it was, or whatever those gates in it.
Yeah.
Well, and of course I gave the original SPI one to somebody, which I freaking
Yeah, you did.
Can't fucking believe I did.
Hey, fun fact, Jeff, that game could potentially be worth $208.47 to you.
Yeah.
I mean, to me.
But I probably would have enjoyed that. I mean, it was, okay, it was Hex and Counter. Like I say,
Yeah.
Is that what it's worth on Noble Night? $208?
No, that's how much the asshat who he gave it to owes me.
$208
Oh, that guy.
on Noble Night is like $40 everywhere else.
That freaking guy.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah. So it's a fun game, but it's if you've played any Great Pets of History and then you go and play it, you're like, hey, what are we doing? Like, really?
What's the freaking game you guys play with the freaking tanks and werewolves?
Oh,
What?
the long road. The long road.
The Long
Oh,
Road.
yeah.
That's a weapon
fucking
game.
awesome. That's
And the
awesome.
Fatherland expansion and Broken Logic is the second expansion.
Yeah.
That's going to be released soon.
Yes, it is Meandering Mike. The guys also brought me. I tell you, these guys treated me good when they came from Missouri out here. They brought me Status Pro Baseball, the Avalon Hill.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. First thing I went looking for in there after that was Rod Carew.
Nice.
Did I bring you a second baseball game, or was it just Status Pro?
You brought me that one in the Redneck game, and you snuck that freaking Naval game in.
Which game was that? I know it's sitting right there.
The one you bought from Compass.
Which was?
Silent.
It's hidden in the corner of my bedroom.
It's
Silent
a
Wars?
War at Sea kind of
War at Sea.
reprint thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy
Hey,
Avalon
hey.
Hill's version.
Hour and 42 minutes tonight. Good stuff. It was like, this was kind of just pop up tonight because I wasn't sure we weren't going to play GBACW tonight because Ross and Wardrobe were out of town. Hopefully we get back to, I think we have it scheduled for next Saturday. So we'll be getting back to that. Todd will be posting that one. We're going to finish up the game that we're playing, the Mill Springs game, and then we'll probably move on to the next scenario in that. Wait for the pop-ups come up for Wardrobe and McMurray to play some more AMFS.
Should be possibly tomorrow night, possibly Thursday night.
All right. Y'all will see it. It'll pop up on the stream. Hey, just for you guys. So we were going round and round about streaming service.
Mhm.
And I don't know if, so we pay for our StreamYard, and we got in on that grandfather deal. Todd and I did, where it's like $100 a year.
Yeah.
Well, the new rate is now going to be like $400 and some a year. So we started looking, and I found another thing to use, but it had a couple features we needed. It didn't have, but it was going to work. And then we discovered that one of us can just be the admin on the other StreamYard.
Yeah.
And like this is Todd's, and I'm running this tonight. So we're just going to split the bill on StreamYard.
So they're going to charge $400 now for
Oh my,
StreamYard?
it's like 430 or 331 or 431.
They're not going to honor the $100 anymore?
No, that's what I'm saying. They said, here's going to be your new price. This includes your discount.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. Well, Todd hasn't seen his yet either. But see, mine ended on July 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my notice just before the end of June. And I'm like, you're freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If they go to say $400, it's like, well, have a nice life.
Yeah.
You can go screw
Well-
yourself. Don't get too big for your britches because you're going to
Yeah.
lose a lot of people and you'll lose the business. Someone
Yeah.
else will pick it up.
well, and I'm not going to lie to you. So we tested about 5 or 6 other ones trying to find
Mhm.
something that would suit us. We found one which I did pay. It's like $100 and some for the whole year. I still got it in case I want to use it. But once we realized, you know what, we could just, when we found that out, we could just split this. We're going to be paying the same as we were before if we just split it amongst each
Right.
other.
Well, why don't we split it 4 ways and save us
Yeah.
all some money?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say,
Yeah.
how many splits can you have?
It's a question of how many admins, you know.
Right.
We haven't looked in that because it's just Todd and I are, you know. But like I say, I can. And what's cool is we plug in our channels: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whatever.
Mhm.
Like I have Todd. Well, I'm streaming to Todd's channel tonight, and he's not even home.
Yeah.
So you can turn them on. We know, of course, you know that using StreamYard. You can whatever, but now it's just automatic. And he always asks me, and hey, McMurray and I are going to play. You want me to stream it to your channel too? I'm like, sure, by all means, put it up there. And boom,
I'm
done.
just looking at my account now. I'm looking at my renewal. $391.
Yeah, there you go. So
Wow. I haven't seen mine yet. I'm going to have to look at that.
yeah, it's really. I mean, nobody yet can touch them though with the tools that they have. And I'm not gonna lie, StreamYard is the easiest one to operate. I mean,
Oh yeah. No, it is easy. But the thing is it's not worth charging me 4 times more per year.
no,
I
you're
don't,
right.
I
you're
don't
right.
make any. I don't make the money to justify spending $400 a year.
I
So
don't monetize any of this shit, so it's not worth anything to me. I just do it because it's a cool tool.
even when you
But-
monetize, you're really not making that much. So
Well, yeah. So I get. I think it's every 4 months I get like $100, and I'm just going to use that money to split this cost with Todd.
Right.
So that we
Jeffy
can
will
cover
tell
it.
you, Kev, with regards to your subscription services. Jeff will be real honest with you that you cannot honor any of the terms of those subscription services, and it's too much of a pain in the ass for people to cancel their $3. So that's a good passive income too.
Kim, let's talk about that OnlyFans option again.
yeah. Let's have a conversation about that because my subscription levels on YouTube. The first one is $5 a month or something, and my tag for it is "Do not subscribe here." you get nothing.
I think I put up on my statement. I ain't got nothing to offer, but hey, if y'all want to throw some money at it, go ahead. Please
I
don't.
think at $10 a month, I said you'd be really stupid to do this, but by all means, knock yourself out or something like
What
that.
what the hell can we do as board war gamers to tier out our channel?
Right. I mean, what am
I
I
don't
going
know.
to do?
I thought about it. I can't come up with an idea.
Oh,
Live stream playing a game in your underwear. You're already
Oh,
doing it. Just live
By the
stream it.
way, I hit 2,500 today.
Hey,
did.
congratulations! man.
nice.
I
So you
need the
pay for
guy-
StreamYard for everybody.
I need the guy riding in the golf cart with me sub to my channel when I was at $24.99. So I'm where's my perk from YouTube? What do I get
See,
now?
The sad thing is, I can't. When Jeff used to hit numbers, he'd say, "Oh, I hit 1,200," and then I'd go and unsubscribe real quick and be like, "No, you didn't, dickhead." And now he's too big that he just passively gets some followers every day, and I can't do that anymore. And it makes me really sad.
I love it.
You know, well, I'll tell you what, as long as I'm having fun doing this, and you know, all of you guys that I get it, you know, we don't get to get on enough with you and Kevin Mo that often, and it's kind of cool to do that. And as long as I'm having fun doing this, I'm going to keep doing it. I'd like to get back to doing some tutorial stuff, but I mean, really, the only thing I could do that on would be GBACW. And when you got guys like Stuka that are out there and Nate and stuff, the guys that are doing the walkthroughs and stuff, why? I don't need to do it. You know, I mean,
Right.
if somebody wants help,
Yeah.
I mean, I've always got freaking Stigler at hand. And now we've got Ross that can answer quick. And like I said, we got Ross coming on with us when we're playing live, which is unique because getting me to play Vassal and now I'm doing it on a live stream. That's, you know,
That is pretty cool.
in itself. So,
Yeah.
But I'd like to get back to doing that. So, hey, look, hey, you know, good pop up show tonight. I appreciate you two popping on here with us. And Andrew, you getting on. Wasn't sure if you're going to have time. All y'all out there in the crowd, thanks for your input on this. Sorry, I'm still going to stuck in my ways on the short game. I don't know. Maybe I'll play something here eventually. Maybe that'll change my mind. But I understand why a lot of y'all like to do that. That's great input on that. And I appreciate that. And to quote the big board as we close this out,
Oof.
roll dice, baby.
Hey, there we go. Love it.
See y'all.
Ciao.
Hell yeah.
See you.